morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to I'm Talking Waffles. I'm your host, Ileana. So, it is officially fall, so you know what that means. Of course, it's spooky season. So, this entire month of October, we are only going to be talking about fall/Halloween-y kind of stuff like I did last year. So, that's the theme of October. And I am so excited about it because this is my favorite season of all time. So, as you saw from the title and description of today's episode, we're going to be focusing on a fall bucket list and why that's important. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into this week's episode. If you live in Canada or any place where fall is very, very short, then you understand that enjoying and celebrating the fall season is very, very short-lived. So, to be honest, you only have like a month, maybe 2 months if you're lucky, at least in Canada, to celebrate fall before the snow comes. Because typically, at least where I live in Canada, it snows, sometimes even on Halloween. So it's really all about just like taking advantage of the fall season before the snow comes and consumes us all for like 6 months. Which this is why, honestly, why I like fall so much. So obviously I'm like a basic fall girl, but I think one of the reasons I really, really like fall is because it's so short-lived. So you really appreciate it and you get to enjoy it. And it doesn't drag on like winter does. Winter, I feel like maybe I would like winter if it was like a week long, but winter's like 6 months long and I don't know. I don't like it. However, later on, we are going to be talking about, not in this episode, but later on, probably November, December, we're going to be talking about how to actually enjoy the winter and appreciate it the same way you'd appreciate the other seasons. But that's coming later, so stay tuned for that. So let's talk about all of the amazing things that are going to happen in fall and what you can do to really just enjoy fall. First one, which is the easiest one to do, is to admire the changing colors of the leaves. Now, you could do this by looking out your window, taking a drive, going for a walk. It's super accessible for everybody. Well, obviously, like if you can't see, but like it's accessible in the way that it's really easy to do and you don't need a vehicle or anything like that to enjoy the changing colors. So really just taking a moment and just being like, oh wow, like these are some pretty leaves. And something that I'm going to be doing this fall is actually fallen leaves. I'm going to make this really cool art with it. So if you ever remember that game, kind of drawing game you ever played as a kid where you draw a little bit, you hand it to somebody, then they draw the rest, and then they give it to you, and then you draw, and then it goes back and forth until the drawing is complete. I'm basically going to be doing that with fall leaves, and I'm going to be incorporating the leaves as part of the picture. So I'm super pumped about that, especially now that the leaves are starting to fall. Haha, fall. And yeah, so I'm really pumped about that. And I recommend that if that sounds interesting and you're very crafty, then you should take a shot at it. It sounds really fun, and I hope that it's fun. On the crafty side as well is you can try and make a fall wreath. Now this can be literally like anything. You could get one of those like wire circle things and like wrap some garland or those fall leaves that you can buy, or even like straw, whatever you want to do. Like you can make a nice little fall wreath and you can put like a little scarecrow on it. That would be so cute. Another one, which is this one I'm actually going to be doing today, and that's baking an apple pie. Now, I went apple picking the other day, which is also on the fall bucket list, by the way. Went apple picking, which is a lot of fun, and there's like techniques and stuff of how you're supposed to be taking the apple off of the tree. That way you don't damage like years worth of apples. You just gotta like keep twisting the apple, and that's how you get it. So I have a ton of Cortland apples, and so I'm actually gonna be baking an apple pie, which I've never done. I've never baked a pie in my life, but fall kind of gives you the excuse to be like, oh, I got apples and there's no way I can eat like 50 apples, so let's do something with them. So it's very exciting. And it can't be fall without pumpkins. So, of course, I highly recommend visiting a local pumpkin patch. Because I live in the city, the closest pumpkin patch is like 40 minutes away, and I did that the other year, but I probably won't do it again this year because I already had the experience. But yeah, if you have a pumpkin patch that's close by, like go out, pick some pumpkins. You can turn some of your pumpkins into pumpkin bread. You can make jack-o'-lanterns. You can have them just as decoration in general. They're super versatile. That's why I love pumpkins. Ooh, you can make pumpkin pie as well. So good. And if you're going pumpkin picking, then it's highly likely that there's going to be a corn maze and like those hayride things. So I definitely recommend adding that. Hayrides are a lot of fun because you really get to admire just everything around you and you're like, wow, so cool. And then corn mazes. I did a corn maze like last year and I couldn't complete it. It was so difficult, but yeah, it's a lot of fun still because like corn mazes, but it's scary for a moment when you're like, how do I get out of this thing? But no, it's a fun experience. And if you haven't done it, then I recommend that you do. And if it's not like, you don't have like a fire warning then that they usually have like in California or somewhere, you should do a bonfire or like camping, and you can roast some marshmallows just on the fire and like hot dogs and stuff, and really just like enjoy the weather before it's going to be like too cold to go inside, like too cold to go outside. So yeah, roasting some marshmallows, having a nice little bonfire with friends or just by yourself. It's such a nice feeling. Even just have like a little book. I don't know if you can really read when there's a bonfire, but it's pretty bright, so you could do that as well. Ooh, this one I love, sipping warm apple cider. I love doing this like closer to the end of fall, like beginning of like when it starts to get, I know like technically fall is like still November, but in my head, as soon as it snows, it's winter. So I like having warm apple cider towards like the end of what I call fall because it's a nice transition to winter. Ooh, this one's a lot of fun too. If you don't want to go outside and camp, you could camp inside in your living room and just watch like a bunch of cozy or scary movies depending on like what you enjoy. I personally am not a scary movie fan. I'm a wimp, so I like to watch just like cozy, kind of fun. Honestly, like anything is fun, but like I'm planning on watching like Hocus Pocus, so if you don't like scary movies, like you can watch that. Like that's what I'm gonna be doing, just having a little camp out. And I have this like projector, and it projects like the galaxy. I think it's called the galaxy projector actually, and it projects like this galaxy wherever you point it, and so it's really like camping. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna be doing that today. Well, tonight. Another one, if you don't really want to go outside, fall is the perfect time for kind of like hibernating and cozying up. So if you have a couch or somewhere that you like to sit, like get your favorite blanket, curl up with it, light a candle, and just like read a book. It is such a nice, fun feeling. Oh, and have hot chocolate or anything kind of like a nice warm drink. Oh, a pumpkin spice latte. Yes, do that. That's also on a bucket list. Like, get a pumpkin spice latte. This one, it's not really fun, but it's practical, so I gotta put it on here for this bucket list. Clean out your closet and basically just put away your summer clothes and replace them with your fall clothes and your winter clothes, because like nobody wants to do that, but like you have to do that because like there's no point in having your summer clothes and like having to dig for your fall clothes when it's like cold outside and it's just a hassle. So I recommend getting that out of the way because the summer is over. Now, this is something that I enjoy doing, but you don't necessarily have to. But basically, fall is the season of like gratitude and being like thankful for things. Like there's like Thanksgiving and stuff. But I enjoy just like in the morning writing down like a small thing that I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty happy about this. So it's like some examples that I have is like a warm cup of coffee in the morning. Like it's really just things that you kind of take for granted, to be honest, and like heat and air conditioning. And so I really like not just in fall, but if you want to just do it for fall, like, yeah, I recommend doing this because it kind of makes you pause and be like, oh, you know what? There's actually a lot of cool things around me that I kind of dismiss and I don't really think about. So I recommend that. It's a lot of fun. And it's healthy for you. All right, so back to the bacon. If you have a bunch of leftover apples from your apple pie, you can make caramel apples, which is super exciting, and that makes me just like hungry thinking about it. You could bake some cookies. Those like Pillsbury like Halloween cookies should be in store right about now. So pick up those, put them in the oven. Those don't even like taste the best, but there's just something so nostalgic and just fun about them. So yeah, get those Halloween cookies. Ooh, and buy the Halloween desserts in like your local bakery because one, you're supporting your local bakery, and two, it's just so cool. Like seasonal things are so exciting to me, and really just like immersing yourself into the seasonality of it is I mean, what's more to life than enjoying the seasons, you know? Another one, if you like to buy stuff, is buy a new mug for fall. I just bought one at Chapters Indigo, and it's just like this pumpkin. It's just a pumpkin, and it's a mug, and it's so cute, and I love it so much. So if you love fall mugs, highly recommend going to Chapters Indigo or whatever similar to that, because I'm not sure what every store in the world is like. But yeah, buy a nice fall mug. And I don't know, like, this kind of counts to the movie night one, but like you could make popcorn from like the little kernels, and then you get like the little pot, and you shake it. So not like the bag popcorn, but like you put the popcorn in the like pot then, and you like shake it. That popcorn tastes way better in my opinion. Or even just like Uber Eats some Cineplex popcorn. It's really expensive, but it's Cineplex popcorn. And oh my goodness, I almost forgot. Decorate for fall. Decorate for Halloween. I don't know how I almost forgot that. But yeah, make sure you decorate. That could be like put in pumpkins. You could get those little like gel window sticker things that I'm obsessed with. You could change your tablecloth. You could hang like scarecrows and little ghosts and things around in your house. Just have a lot of fun with it. And remember that this is like such a short-lived season that it's really worth it to just take advantage of it, but also like don't stress yourself out if you don't do everything on your bucket list, because fall comes again. So maybe if there's like too many things and you're a really busy person, just pick a couple of things that you want to do and do them for fall. And then like if there's still time, you can pick some more from your list, and then you can be excited next fall for the rest of your list. That's what I recommend, at least. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I'm really excited to be doing the fall theme once again. So I'm just so excited. I love it so much. I love fall so much. I'm like looking out at the leaves right now because I have like a window in this little like recording studio office thing in my home. And the leaves are my favorite right now. It's like the gradient of all of the colors, where it's like green, yellow, orange, red, and it just is a gradient on the entire tree. It is so satisfying and so beautiful. I love it so, so much. So yes, don't forget, grab your plaid, grab your sweater, put on your boots. It is fall. So with that, it is now time for everybody's favorite part of the show. That's right, it's the fun fact of the day. So today's fun fact is, dun da da! The yellow and orange colors you see actually always exist in leaves, but they're overpowered by the abundance of green from the chlorophyll. So the amount of chlorophyll actually starts to decrease as the sun weakens and the days grow shorter, and that's why you see the yellow and orange colors start to appear during the fall season, which is so fascinating to me. Learning about chlorophyll was actually like one of the first fun facts of my life. So yeah, I was like, the question was, what makes the grass green? And the answer was chlorophyll. And so yeah, that was the first fun fact that I remember learning. And so now you know, kind of two facts in one if you didn't know about chlorophyll before. So with that, I'm going to bid you a great rest of your morning, a great rest of your evening, a great rest of your night, a great rest of your apocalypse, and a great rest of your fall endeavors. Remember to enjoy it, but don't stress yourself out if you don't get to enjoy everything that you've put on your list. This is only a couple of recommendations, but if there's more stuff you want to do, like, don't just follow everything that I said. Okay, I will see you next Monday. Bye!